This one was successful because I was able to draw a lot of low mana value creatures and get them out on the field as quickly as possible. So as you can see, I mulligan the first hand, put whatever highest mana value card at the bottom, because the only way we're going to get there is if we continue stalling. So first we're going to get up with Ichor Drinker, which is a great for an aggro play. You know, he's got that low mana cost to deploy, and then we also got Vraan the Executioner. Love this guy because anytime somebody dies, I gain 2 life, opponent loses 2 life, and what you're going to see here is actually going to be a nice little life gain drain action going on here. Also had to deploy the my little Phyrexian insect friend. I love this guy because he's got flying. I don't really use the death touch feature all that much, but like, it is a good deterrent. Like, any creature with death touch is going to get somebody to kind of hesitate to attack me, so I always like to get him out on the field as early as possible as well. So as you can see, we've already got a 6-point lead going. I'm really feeling good about this battle. And, you know, if anything happens to Vraan, I still got a little bit of life gain going on. I still got a death touch going on, and I still got plenty of cards in my hand to deal with whatever he puts out on the field. So I am going to try to bait him here because I know that we've got the instant death touch that I can apply to my Ichor Drinker if he decides to take the bait. And as you're going to see, they will take the bait. They take a little bit of time to take the bait, but then they do. So I was really pleased that I was able to deploy this instant death touch to my Ichor Drinker. I still gain 1 life, and then I gain another 2 life, and you still loses 2 life thanks to Vraan. So at this point, I've got a couple options. I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to exile Ichor Drinker so that I can get another Phyrexian out on the field. Maybe I'll sacrifice the Clue to draw a card. One of the big things in this deck is the draw feature. So I don't really have too many cards that give me clues yet, especially not this iteration. But whenever I have a clue, it always helps me out because obviously I do need to draw as many cards as possible to keep things out on the field, to keep stalling my opponent. So now we're going to go out with Atraxia's Skitterfang. This card I kind of put in my deck because of its neutral mana cost. You know, I don't really use its features all that much. It's just kind of helpful to have some artifact creatures that I can just get out there no matter what kind of lands I draw. But I also like the features of being able to give anybody vigilance, flying, or lifelink. That ends up coming in handy in this game as well. So Vraan gets tapped, so he doesn't get to attack this time, but that's okay, buddy. You're still the MVP of this game. He puts out some more lands, and I'm just really excited to see what the heck I'm going to draw next. That's always the fun of running big decks, is that you just never know what you're going to get. Anything that you get could be, you know, something that you end up playing, and it's just a lot of fun. All right, so he puts out 2 rabbits, and I'm thinking we're going to put one of these guys in the food pot. Obviously, it's really fun to watch him, you know, get all these bonuses on, you know, summoning these creatures, but he doesn't get to use them because of summoning sickness. So with that summoning sickness, we're actually not going to cook the rabbits because we drew Braids. Braids is such a fun creature because I love putting pressure on my opponent by sacrificing things, and in this deck in particular, I've got a lot of low mana value creatures, a lot of create treasures, a lot of artifacts. And that's ultimately going to be what puts a ton of pressure on my opponent in this round, and I was really happy to have some fun drawing Braids. So I do take advantage of the feature. I'm going to give Vraan flying so that he can attack from the air, and of course he's going to get tapped so that he can't attack from the air. But I wanted to give it to Vraan because, you know, I knew that I wasn't going to attack with him any other way because of those creatures that are on the field. So I wanted to make sure that I put some pressure on those creatures by making Vraan be the one that gets tapped, because I don't really care about the Skitterfang. I'll attack with the Skitterfang right now and sacrifice him in order to destroy those creatures and put some more pressure on my opponent. Plus, you're going to lose the 1 damage from my little Phyrexian insect friend, and also when any creature dies, you're going to lose 2 life. I'm going to gain 2 life because of our MVP, Vraan. So he's going to go ahead and block. He's going to take the bait from my creature. Like, if I were him, I might have kept that out on the field just to make sure that Braids doesn't attack later on. But he ends up losing 2 life and a creature, and we're going to put some more pressure on him by sacrificing our clue to hopefully get rid of that artifact, because he's not really in a position where he can lose more life at this moment. So Braids is going to go ahead and sacrifice that clue. We're still going to get the draw thanks to Braids' special effect. And that's another thing I love about Braids, is that, you know, if the opponent chooses not to sacrifice anything, I get to draw a card and then they lose 2 life. So we're putting pressure on them either way. And of course I drew a mana creature with a neutral cost that also, if I tap it for life, this is one of my favorite creatures in the new rollout, honestly. I'm not going to take the bait just in case he's got something that can hurt Braids. And as you'll see, like, he's totally screwed because we're going to put that rabbit in the pot and we're going to sacrifice that food with Braids to do 2 damage, and there's nothing he can do unless he's got some kind of life game instant card. I thought about putting out the Gingerbread Man to attack, but I wanted to stick to my original plan to put one of these rabbits in the pot, so that's exactly what I did. So we're going to kill that rabbit, make a food token, attack with everybody, and then if all goes well, we're going to sacrifice that food. He's got nothing he can do to stop that because he has no artifacts. He's going to lose 2 life and the game. That's exactly what happens. So we're going to go ahead and sacrifice the artifact. He's got nothing. And that's going to do it for this round. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Big Deck Energy. I'll see you in the next round.